Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast, the Perfect Blend Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Kay, also known as Khalif Deep in the Streets. Welcome to the Humble Ass Podcast for all you hating assholes who be talking shit. So, anyways, Let me stop being petty. No, I'm just being fun. I'm being fun. We're in love. We come in love.
That's right.
And today I have a special guest for my Pride series, y'all. So I'm doing something called the Pride series where I'm literally connecting with some of the girls who I've seen, who I know, some of the girls who I admire in community for my podcast. So I've never done this before. And I'm just so honored to have my special guest, Miss Ericka Kane. Say hi, Erica.
Hi.
Yes,
What's
yes.
up?
Oh my God, it is such an honor to have you. Like, I know we
Oh.
literally were just talking off camera for like an hour.
Mhm.
So, like, I was giving you all of your flowers, so I'm gonna give them to
Oh
you
my God.
again. Like, it's such an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Like, this is like a full circle for me personally.
Oh, from
Yes.
one queen to another. From one queen
Oh,
to another.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, boo. So
Thank
I want to tell
you.
y'all about Miss Erica. So Miss Erica, hopefully a bitch ain't cockeyed because my lashes are a mess, y'all. But okay. So hopefully.
You good.
So Miss Erica is based in DC, DMV area. She has been a YouTube content creator, started 11 years ago.
Yes.
Yes. And Miss Ericka Kane is definitely a role model in the community. Her channel has been dedicated to her transition diary videos, where she has allowed us to get an inside look into her life firsthand.
hmm
And she's taken us through her transition journey, clothing, hair, makeup, dating. She even opened up about her health issue and so
Yeah.
forth with fibro. So
hmm
Miss Erica has literally poured a lot of energy into her content over the years. And Erica, I've been watching you literally since, and I told you, I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna keep giving you flowers, sis. You probably gonna get tired of my ass. But
No.
I've been watching you literally since I was like 14. Literally,
Oh.
since I was like 13, 14, baby trans out here. Because
hmm
at that time, my family wasn't supportive of me transitioning at all. And I already knew.
hmm
But like, it was women like you and Diamond Styles and Angela Nari, Canary Girl,
hmm
who I would watch. And I would be just glued to y'all, right along with B. Scott. But B. Scott,
Yeah.
B. Scott is a non-binary trans femme, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
I believe,
I don't
yes.
think she goes under the trans umbrella. No.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
think so. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I don't think
Yeah,
she
I think
identifies as trans. I don't
they
think so.
yeah, I think they do identify as like non-binary trans. So basically
Oh,
like 'cause they
okay.
don't want to transition, but they
Okay.
still feel like they do because they get into the hair and everything and get into it. So
Right, right.
they're not performing, but y'all were the ones who I would watch. And you in
Oh,
particular for the black girls, for the chocolate queens,
hey,
dark skin
listen.
girls, like you were someone I'm just so happy. Like I'm like getting inside to even look at
Oh,
your face. I'm like, oh my God, Erica gave me her time because
no.
some of these girls are mean. Um,
Yes. We talked about that
yes.
too off camera.
Some of them are mean girls. Some of them are mean. But
Yes.
no, it's such an honor to have you. And also to y'all, Erica does light activism in the community.
Yes.
It was funny because me and her we were just kikiing about it. And she said, "Girl, tell them what you said."
I said I'm not gonna be out there with no picket signs. I'm not doing that, but I'll do my version of activism. So
Oh, you
through
cute. I'm not gonna
education
be out
and
there with
all
a
of
picket
that stuff.
sign.
You
Girl,
are
I
a
be out there with a
mess.
picket sign. That's why I got in trouble. Okay, in my college days, because I was out there. I'm an activist. A mess. Too much of a mess, girl.
Oh
But you
my
do feel
gosh.
that you advocate through education.
Yes, absolutely. That's
Elaborate.
definitely.
Can you elaborate
I
more?
would say my activism definitely shows up through like trans support groups,
Mhm.
online support groups, different panels, just in the new age way of activism, not so much the old way of things,
Right.
you
Where
know.
people were like literally like Martin Luther King. I have a dream, girl.
Yes, yeah. I'm not getting arrested over no protests or none of that stuff.
Ooh,
I'm not trying to have no officers scout me or, take my wig off and none of that stuff. So,
girl,
no.
that happened to me. That happened to me,
Really?
girl.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
In my college days, girl, I was crazy as hell. I was like, I'm an
Oh, wow.
activist.
Stop. Oh my
A mess.
God.
Girl, snatched my whole wig off and threw me in the back of the police car, girl.
No, I would be traumatized. I would be
I was
done.
traumatized. I
I
felt like
would
little
be
Kim.
done.
I felt like little Kim, girl. I had my heels on. It was a mess.
Oh no. Oh, see, see.
I can laugh at it now, but no, I was traumatized as fuck, sis.
Yeah, yeah.
I was so traumatized. But no, here's the thing about advocacy. I tell the girls that we can all do it in our own individual ways.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, I know that it's not for everyone. Not
Yeah,
everybody is willing to do it the same way as the other, and not everybody wants to be visible with it because
that's
when you're
true.
visible, it does make you a little bit vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. It does. It definitely does. You have some trans girls, like you said, they like to live a stealth life. They don't like to participate. They don't like to even, some of them don't like to really even acknowledge that they're trans. They just want to
What are
live a regular stealth life. So more power to you, but
what are your thoughts about that
living
stuff?
a stealth life,
Mhm.
mm,
Because the girls would come for me in the community in LA before I really became more visible with my activism. But I feel
mhm.
like I was already visible. I just feel like the girls did not know me. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
That and
They
that's the
didn't know me,
difference.
so
That's
they
the
felt like
difference
I
too.
wasn't visible. But I was like, no, I've been here, bitch.
I've
Like,
been here, right? That's how I
right,
feel
I've been here
sometimes.
this whole time.
Like, yeah, I've been here the whole time. Like, I,
Hmm.
I, I feel that because I felt the same way in certain rooms or even in certain conversations. Like, no, I've been here. No, I've done my, due diligence as a trans woman. It's just you just haven't seen it. So
Hmm.
yeah.
You have though, no, because you are to me like you literally like were one of the first girls that really was so open and candid. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of us are not that open like that. Like a lot
Not
of
at
us,
all.
especially the black girls, I feel like we be kind of guarded. We be kind of,
Mm-hmm.
but
That.
I feel like we do that for our own protection and our own safety.
Yeah, but that can kind of hurt and hinder you at the same time too. I feel like I don't see it as a problem helping the next girl or just
Hmm.
being there showing that sisterhood that's supposed to exist in the trans community, but you know, it's
Yikes!
it's pick and choose, but that's one of the
It's very pick and
reasons.
choose.
Yeah,
It's,
but that's one of the reasons why I did my channel to
mhm.
educate the girls who, feel like they aren't seen or who isn't, who don't have the how can I say this? Who don't have the pleasure to have like mentors and mentees or in the ballroom scene and all of that stuff
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
see how it is to be, I guess, an actual black trans woman.
Right.
Because I didn't have that. I'm not in the ballroom scene. I don't
Mhm.
know anything about that world. So,
Mhm.
when I did my research and stuff, the beginning of my transition, I was completely lost. I had to learn
Mhm.
everything down
Mhm.
from the makeup, the hair, the look,
Mhm.
the tucking, all of that stuff I had to
Mhm.
learn on my own.
Yeah.
There was no, hey, let me sit you down, let's have this conversation. No, it was none of that. So,
Mm. So
yeah.
you had this experience on your own.
Right. And I just, I know someone's gonna get mad at me when I say this, but it kind of makes me a little bit angry when you have the non-binary girls just kind of just,
I
just
didn't know you
doing.
were gonna do this on my show. I don't want to get canceled with the non-binary
You are
girls.
not, okay. Well, then
Okay.
I'll save it for myself. But
Say 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 your opinion. No, say your
I
opinion.
just feel like they should put a lot of respect on the girls who have gone through their transition.
Mm. Mm.
Put some respect on the girls who have gone through the, getting, having to get the ass shots just to have that feminine figure, or
Mhm.
someone who has gone through the hormone replacement surgery. I mean, yeah, replacement treatment. Like, put some respect on those girls names because these are the women who actually sacrificed a lot
Mm.
for, you to even be a non-binary person.
Mm.
Like, I just feel like respect needs to be given to us.
To the binary trans woman.
From the binary trans woman to the modern day trans woman.
Oh, like the non-binary to the
Yes.
modern
Yeah.
day, like binary trans.
Hmm.
Here's the thing. I feel like that's a little bit of a dicey thing. You get me
Hmm.
because there is a little bit of tension between the non-binary individuals and the binary trans women who transition. There is a
Hmm.
little bit of tension there sometimes.
Yeah.
But for me, oh, excuse me for ripping. Sorry. For me, I'm able to make space for non-binary identities, but I feel like respect has to go like both, like within the community, like intra-community. I feel like the respect has to go both ways. You know what I mean? Like I
Absolutely.
feel, yeah, like I feel
Absolutely.
like I never like come at a non-binary person like you owe me anything. Like
Right.
I never come at them like that. I just be like, honey, they, them, that is its own sector of gender identity. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? So because how I look at it is like non-binary individuals, they don't want to conform at all. You
Right.
get what I'm
Just
saying?
want
And
to
they
just
feel
do whatever. They
and and,
just want
and
to.
they and
Yeah.
they feel that they don't have to. Like they feel like, no, like I'm not gonna choose. Like I had a situation with a friend who identifies as non-binary, and they were shading the trans girls, and they were saying how like, and I had to
Mm-hmm.
call them out because I was like, okay, well, as trans women, like we're able to make space for you. And I told this friend that I was like, I'm able to make space for you because oh, I feel like I don't want to. Oh, I hope they don't watch this video. I don't want, friend. I don't want you to think I'm shading because I'm not shading you
No,
talking about
no,
them.
no,
I'm not gonna
no.
say any names, but I love this person dearly, right? But
Hmm.
they I had to call them out in a loving way because they were just like, oh, you trans girls, you all are conforming to society by transitioning. And I was like, okay, see, no,
What?
you can't do that. Which you can't disrespect us because they transitioned and decided to detransition. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
so and then they were just having some feelings about the trans girls, and they were like, "Oh, well, y'all are conforming, like y'all are choosing to transition and act like women when basically you'll never be a cis woman." You get me? And
What?
so I had to call them out, and I was like, "Okay, well, if we're able, because me, I'm not one of those trans girls who's gonna shade a non-binary person. Like I'm
Right.
support y'all,
Hmm.
but I was like, you can't come at us like that's not. You get me? It doesn't
Yeah,
work.
I
You know
do.
what I mean? Yeah. But I know the girls are just the
Just
girls,
catty and
the
just
girls are gonna be
bitchy
the girls.
for no
You know what I mean?
reason.
Yeah. The girls are gonna be the girls.
Hmm.
But I do love this person, and it's not me being shady by talking about it. But it
Hmm.
was one of those things where in that moment I was like, girl, like no, you still gotta respect this too. Like
Yeah,
if
I love
this,
that. I love that.
if
You got to stand up for yourself and you got to put that foot down and be like, no, uh-uh.
well, sometimes what I'll say about non-binary people, with all due respect, I do respect them. Sometimes I feel like if you're someone who transitioned, they kind of like come at you for transitioning, or they try to
Yeah,
like treat
I
you like
went
a
through
sis.
that.
Yeah, I went through that too. Yeah, they try to like kind of treat you some type of way
Hmm.
for transitioning, and
Hmm.
they'll tell you how like basically like, well, I didn't need to do this, and this doesn't validate me. And I'm like, that's cool that it doesn't validate you, but for the girls who transition, this does help us. You get what I'm
It
saying? Because
does. Yeah.
yeah. So I just call them out politely when they do that.
Okay. Hey.
Yes, because I love my non-binary folks.
Well, I'm a good loving person of everybody too, but if you come for the girl comes back. So
Yes.
yeah.
He's like, come back over here.
Oh,
Let's pull you back over here, girl.
okay. Hmm. Don't
So,
do it.
Erica, before we move on to the rest of the questions, do
Mhm.
you tell us more about yourself? Like, tell us, like, when you started, if you're comfortable,
Mhm.
like, how was the beginning of your YouTube journey in
Mhm.
correlation with the beginning of your transition?
Mhm. It was very, oof, it was very exciting, scary, uh, thrilling, just in so many words. It was a journey. To just sum it all up, it was definitely a journey. One, sometimes that I wasn't ready for because, when you go through a transition, you're going to allow people to, say their thoughts and opinions on you. And me personally, I was before I transitioned, I was always a person who was together, you know, hair together, outfit together, everything was together. And going into the beginning of my transition the way that I did, having to research everything, there were a lot of times where I was looking crazy out here in these streets, and my friends would
Oh,
tell
me
me,
too, girl. I had some horrible fucking wigs. I had to go hide them
they
on my Facebook.
would tell me,
I
they
was
would
like a
tell
mess.
me they would just light me up, like my coworkers, everything. And
Oh,
but they gave constructive criticism too. So they didn't make my journey feel like I'm being hazed or whatever. You know, they gave very much constructive criticism, and it also taught me a lot about myself too, because
mm,
before I transitioned as a feminine black gay man, I was very hard, very stern, very just, if you mess with me, I'm going to cuss you out and da 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 da. And now I think my transition definitely opened my heart a lot.
oh,
And it definitely made me more sensitive and more, more loving and all of those things. So I definitely see the difference with my
mm,
transition. So I'm proud of myself with my transition. I am.
oh. I'm proud of you too, sister.
Thank
No,
you. Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you too because you have been through a lot in your
Hmm.
life and you've been very like open about that. And I'm sure that because you started your YouTube journey like at the time when like we had Diamond Styles, who I
Hmm.
love me some Diamond, honey.
Me
Like
too.
I like Diamond is like everything. Both
Yeah.
of y'all like, and also Angela Canari. But like
Angela,
y'all
yes.
started at a time when like it really wasn't a lot of the girls like really being so
So
vulnerable and
open. Hmm.
candid like that. Yeah, because I also feel like it probably wasn't that safe to be that open.
Yeah, yeah, it really wasn't. Like I said, when you first start your transition, you have to kind of be prone and open to different judgment, different criticism, and all of that
Yeah, because
stuff.
people light you up. People come
Yes,
at you like
yeah, there
crazy.
would
Yeah.
there would be times in the comments like people would say certain things, but here's a secret about me: I never really read the comments like that. I just
Mhm,
kind of just did my own thing.
mhm, mhm.
So yeah.
And see, back then you couldn't even like turn off the comments and hide
No.
them and block
Mm-mm.
people and stuff because they be lighting me up on my channel, and then sometimes I fight with them back, and then sometimes I block them and keep it classy and keep it cute.
Right. Yeah.
But sometimes, like I had one lady on one of my videos, she was like, because I did a video about how people say that trans women we don't sound like women, like we sound like basically we sound trans or we sound like dudes when we talk. That's kind of what people
What?
wait. Yeah, so I had someone tell me that basically I sounded like a trans person. And I was
How do
kind of
you
like,
sound like a That's so ignorant. I can't.
right, 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 right. And they were trying to justify it. And I was like, but see, that's like, girl, you doing too much. Like, I don't know if you
That's
reading me. Like, I was
that's
like, you trying to say
crazy.
I was
What?
you trying to say I'm like a man, bitch? What you trying to say? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I did a video on that, and it was a woman, a cis woman in the comments, and she was like, well, if you want respect, you need to give respect, whoop-de whoop-de whoop. And I was
Oh,
like, girl, don't somebody even
please.
talk about you, girl. And
Please.
I told her, I was just like, girl, you better stop before you get blocked. Like, I really told her, I was like, don't you come on my page.
You are so sweet. You said you better stop when
No,
you get You
no.
are
When I
so
checked
sweet.
her too, I was like, girl, ain't nobody thinking about you, girl. Like, this video is not about you.
It's
Like,
not
you are
about
projecting.
you. That she was just
Yeah.
looking for a moment. That's all that was.
They do be looking for a moment, and sometimes
Hmm.
I get a little froggy with them,
Yeah.
Sometimes I be like, man, sure, I promise you. I be like, I be like, yeah.
Oh, okay, go off. Yes.
Then I have to pull it away and delete. I'm like, Khalif, don't fight these hoes. Do not fight them in the
Okay,
comments.
let them
They
be.
be getting on my nerves though, because they're really rude and disrespectful. But anywho, back to you. You've been doing the YouTube content for such a long time,
Hmm.
and overall, how? So you said that you're happy with your transition,
I
right?
am.
What, in correlation to your YouTube journey,
Hmm.
like documenting all of that, like looking back on it, do you ever go back and watch your old videos? Like, oh my God, like I remember
Sometimes, yes.
before.
Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't because it's a little triggering, especially with my
Yeah.
past relationship, being so
Hmm.
open and so vulnerable with that.
Yeah.
Those videos I try not to watch, but it's a
Do
part
you
of my
take did you
journey.
take those ones down?
No, they're still up.
Oh, you a real one. She said, leave the
Yeah,
shit
they're
up.
still up. Yeah.
No, 'cause
Anybody who asks me, I just say I'm not there in my life anymore. So.
yeah, because some people who are couples on YouTube, they whenever they, break up or depart or,
Hmm.
at ties, they take down the couple's videos.
Right. Yeah.
Because they don't want to be affiliated with the person anymore. They don't want their image.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, let me delete this shit, ho. Let me take these
Yeah.
videos down.
But luckily we're in a good place now and he's okay. He
Well,
never said, "Hey, take him down," or "Hey, I have a problem with it." So, yeah.
tell the viewers and the listeners. So I know you told me off camera about that,
Uh-huh.
but talk about your journey because I remember when you were doing YouTube, you did fall in love, and
Uh-huh.
you are a lover's girl. You're a Pisces, so
Yes. Big
lover's girl,
romantic.
very romantic. Yes, and I remember I didn't really see like black trans love or like a cis guy with a trans girl. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I never really saw that, and both of you were black, so this is a form of black love.
Hmm.
So I remember watching it, and I was like, "Oh my God, like you can't find love, like you know what I mean?" And I'm sure like we don't know like all the tea about the relationship and the ins and outs,
Yeah.
right? Like I didn't even know, but I do know that y'all were pretty candid and pretty open. So
Yeah.
tell tell the viewers like how was documenting that relationship?
Ooh.
Like what was that like,
It
girl? And like
was it
what led to the
was
breakup? And what
it was
happened?
definitely fun. It was fun in the beginning. It was fun. Just being able to show the girls, you can find love and love can exist in different ways and it can happen for you if you want it. And by me putting myself out there, it definitely became a gift and a curse. It became a
Mm,
gift because I was able to share my relationship and, like I said, show the girls that, love can exist in the trans community. But it
mm,
also became a curse to me because I brought someone into my lifestyle that wasn't quite ready because he was not out.
mm,
He was he wasn't really prone to social media all like that. He was a very private person,
mhm.
and just kind of putting him on on the YouTube platform wasn't
A
quite
lot.
it wasn't quite the best decision. He kind of just did it for me. And
Okay.
once it got such a great response and all that stuff, he became more comfortable with it.
Hmm.
And through time it kind of turned into this negative thing because as we started to grow in our popularity on YouTube, people started to infiltrate our relationship by
Mm.
just slipping in his DMs, saying little
Oh,
stuff to me like, "Hey, do you know your man is hitting me up on Facebook? Do you know I got your man's number from
so the girls are
Instagram?"
being
And
messy.
just
The
being
girls are.
so messy and just so
Mm.
just trifling and just ugh.
Well, you know what they say. They say if you got a man, don't post him, especially if you one of the trans girls, honey.
I
Because.
didn't know that then. I didn't know that then.
Aww.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
She's like, girl, I'm just sharing my
Yeah, I
relationship.
just wanted to share my love and I just wanted to be happy and just,
Yeah.
live in that moment. But yeah, trust me, my next relationship, no.
Wait,
No.
so was it true whenever the girls would be messy and say, I got your man's number and all that? Like, was
Yeah,
it true, or do you think that they were just doing that to shake you up?
both.
Girls are mean.
It
They
was
don't ever like. I
both
feel like the girls are mean. They don't ever want to see one of the other girls happy.
at all. So it was definitely both. They were
Oh, so
definitely
he
trying
was
to,
giving his phone number.
yes,
Was he giving his? Oh.
yes, yes. So that's why I said both. It was, yeah.
Mm.
He got to a point where, like I say, he couldn't handle the popularity in YouTube and all that stuff, and he felt like I was kind of leaving him behind or whatever. He just
Was
wasn't
there cheating
wasn't ready for it, so he just started to drift off and
and act up in the
act the
relationship?
and act the fool, girl.
Oh, so was there cheating?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, there was several times.
Wait, so here's my thing. If you're open about your relationship on the internet,
Hmm.
how do you prevent like I feel like there's no way that you could really protect it unless you're just like completely private with your
Mm-hmm.
relationship. But let's say if you post like a photo with your man and you are one of the girls, because the girls be girly, you know.
Yes, they
We
do.
get it from all angles. The trans girls want to take your man, and then the gay boys also want to,
Mm-hmm.
yes, uh-huh. They do.
Yes, they do.
Nothing, no shade to my gay boys, but you know what I mean? Yes.
Y'all
So,
messy too.
uh,
Y'all messy too. Okay.
all these hoes are messy, and they try to act like they're not. Okay?
Exactly. Hmm.
Messy.
Okay.
But is there a way to really prevent how do you protect your relationship if you're open with it? Like I feel like there's no way to really protect it if you're
There
out
isn't
there.
really. No. You
No.
just gotta
'Cause-
take that, criticism with your vulnerability. That's it.
mhm,
Yeah, and that's
mhm,
exactly what I did. That's where I felt like I went wrong. Just trying to
mhm,
be so authentic and be so vulnerable and so real that I sacrificed my relationship.
mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that's not your fault, sis.
No,
Because
it's not.
he also has to take accountability. Because here's the thing:
Yeah.
if someone is going to respond to those DMs and disrespect the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it comes to. It's like, okay, like I get that we're out here,
Mm-hmm.
but if like he is his own person, so if he's
Yeah.
gonna do what he's gonna do, that's his responsibility. That's his choice that he made. That's not a reflection of you.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So don't blame yourself, girl. That
Yeah.
was him responding and being a mess and feeling some type of way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's not shade him. I know y'all are cool now, so we can be
No, he's
messy.
fine. He's fine.
Wait, so after all that, because y'all were together for what? A long? How long were y'all together?
6, 7 years.
That's a very long time. Damn
Yeah,
near married.
that's
Wow.
like 20 years in the LGBT world.
It really
That's like
look. We
marriage.
look. We'd be lucky if you make it to three
Make it
fucking months.
okay. I,
No, because as soon as
yeah,
they start acting up, I don't ever make it that far, girl. In my little dating relationships, I
I
don't ever
didn't
make it that
either.
far.
That was the
As soon
longest
as they
I've
start
ever
acting
been
up,
in
they get
one.
cut off, blocked, or they cut me off. I can't do it. I'm like, bitch, you're not gonna have me out here looking stupid.
Yeah.
I'm
Or I
like, you're
just get
not.
turned off quick, honestly, too. I'm just like, I don't want to look at you anymore. I'm over it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I hear that. So how did y'all become cool? Like, how did you forgive after that?
Oh, it took a lot of time. It took a lot of
Oh,
time, a
when
lot
did
of
y'all broke up?
talks.
What year? What year did you all break up?
We broke up in 20, I want to say like 2019 or 28, between 2018 and 2019, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah. So there we went through periods where we weren't speaking. He's got in
Uh-huh.
another relationship
Uh-huh.
at that time, and yeah, it just, yeah, it definitely took time, but we're in a better place.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Well, for you alone,
Mhm.
what did it take for you as one of the girls
Girl,
to go? Like, how was that process of like forgiving someone who did that to you?
it was
Like,
hard. It was hard. It was traumatizing. It
hmm
really messed with my mental because it was my first relationship as a trans woman. So you want to be proud. You want to be, yes, I can do this,
I could find love, right? I could be
I can,
loved.
I can be in love just like anybody else and all of that. And when it fails, it's just like, well, damn, like now you're hearing all the I told you so's and I told you he was a dog, you shouldn't have never dated him and da 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 da. And then
Mhm.
you're dealing with the insecurity of yourself, like, well, what didn't I do right? Or what's wrong with
Mm,
me? Or why would he do this to me? You know?
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
So just a combination of dealing with all of those things, it
mhm.
really broke me at one point in time. It did.
Yeah.
It
I'm
did.
so sorry, sister.
Yeah. It's
Well,
okay.
I've had my share of heartbreak. Like my first boyfriend, we didn't even make it that far. So we were together. I'm a mess. We were together.
Silly.
We were together a short amount of time.
Mhm.
We were only together for a month and a half, like barely like 2 months, and it
Mhm.
was a mess. It was so toxic,
Oh.
and it wasn't me. It was him because like I have my stuff, but I wasn't like disrespectful. I
Right.
wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like me who like caused it to end.
Mhm.
was also struggling with who he was dating me because
Mm-hmm.
allegedly I was his first. You know how the guys always say we're their
With
first.
it for okay, that is like the number one
Well,
line. You my first. You
right,
my
you're my first one, so I don't know how to do. I'm like,
child. Whatever. Okay, whatever.
am I your first?
Am I right? Am I really? Okay.
Am I? Yes. Is it real? Am I really the first one? Am I, girl? Give a
Right,
fuck.
child.
Yes. But honestly, looking back, I feel like it probably was true because he really struggled. He really, 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 really struggled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he was a hood boy. Straight from
Mm-hmm.
South Central. You know what I mean? So he was a hood dude,
Mm-hmm.
and our culture, black men, black culture.
Yeah.
The black community is very, 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 very transphobic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for him, we would have these arguments and stuff where he would be like, well, actually, no. In the beginning, he would like ghost me and cut me off. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he would be around, and then he would like ghost me and cut me off, and then we would go out on dates and stuff, and then he'll like ghost me again, and then he'll like start fights. So he would like start fights.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, he watches this podcast and he listens to this podcast too. By the way, I'm putting all the tea
It,
out. Oh my fucking
look,
god!
hey,
I've never done this before.
ex-boyfriend.
I've never talked about it before. I be keeping my shit on the low. I'm like, y'all bitches. Yeah. But no, basically, looking back on it, it was a lot of him starting fights to
Mm-hmm.
have an excuse to end the relationship. He was always
Mm-hmm.
looking for a way to end it. So
Yeah.
he would say stuff like he would mention talking to other girls. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
never caught any cheating.
Mm-hmm.
I never caught any cheating, but he would do things like he would be like, what would he say? He'd be like, oh, I gotta go borrow money from like a female friend or something like that. It was the weirdest stuff. So he
What?
had all these like female friends.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing where I was kind of like, honestly, like, why you got all these female friends? Like, what the fuck? Like, why you
Exactly.
borrowing money from them? I'm like, you got coins, so like, I know you got a. He had a really expensive car note and auto insurance. So I know that probably ate up a lot of his coins from his job,
Right.
the car note, because he had like a little charger and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, I'm a little hood girl. I'm gonna do the charger. Yes. Yes, but no. So he was always like pressing people for money, and
Mm-hmm.
he specifically other women.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned into this thing where I was like, okay, maybe you're looking for like a sugar mama or something like
Right.
that.
I was about to say that. Is he like tricking off or something? Like, what is. No! Stop it.
But I wasn't a trick though. I wasn't a trick
Okay.
though. No, 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 not me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only thing I've bought a guy was a damn Rally's cheeseburger.
Oh,
That's
no.
all I fucking. Oh no, that's the only thing I've ever bought a man in my life. I've
Hey.
never bought like gifts, no shit like that. Hell
Yeah.
fucking no. So I gave him a Rally's cheeseburger and dropped him
I
off.
know that's right.
Anyway, but no, the relationship. So we broke up super super fast because he started like this argument or whatever, and we were back and forth for like 4 years. It was a mess, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I remember he told me he loved me, and this was like
Mm.
the first time. It was like 2.5 years into those 4 years where he was like, "I love you," and I was like, "You do not love me."
Right.
And he was like, "Why are you saying I don't love you?" And I'm like, "Because of how you treat me."
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, this is not love.
It's
So it might
not.
be lust, it might be infatuation,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I know. And at the time, I was like 20. I met him at 23. This was like 23 to like 26,
Okay.
22 to like 26. Yeah. So I told him that I was like, I don't think this is love. Like, I was like, I think you're infatuated with me, but love, like, to me, love, although I haven't had it yet,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there would be a level of respect with
Yes.
me, and that's something that I don't feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I told him that, and he was like, "How are you gonna tell me this and stuff?" I was like, "Cause like, it's the way you treat me. That's how."
Exactly. Actions speak
And,
louder than words. They do.
yeah, and then he told me that he disrespects me because I'm trans.
Uh,
That really fucked me up. Oh, it fucked me up.
that's
Hmm.
girl.
No, it hurt. It hurt.
That
He was
hurt
like the
me
reason.
to hear. Like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
he literally was like the reason why I disrespect you and I treat you the way that I do because of who you
Mm,
are.
mm, mm. Wow. Wow.
Hmm. So in my head, I'm like, okay, so I'm less than a woman, I guess. I guess you're in your head, you're like, yeah, you're less than, so I don't owe you that respect. And I think that relationship taught me, and I'm not perfect or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But that relationship really allowed me to see how men view us.
Mm-hmm.
trans
Yeah.
women, a lot of them don't respect us as women as a whole. So there's like a lack of respect there, just as us being women.
Yeah.
You get me? And when I say woman, a lot of people be like, "Well, bitch, you're not a woman." I'm not saying that we're cis women.
Right.
We are trans,
We're trans
right? But
women. Yes.
we still fall into that arena of woman,
Exactly.
and I get that it's difficult for people to come to terms with who they like men to like make peace with who they're attracted to,
Hmm.
but we also deserve respect. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
We're people at the end of
We
the day.
deserve
We're
that.
human, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of the trans girls have good hearts, and
Yeah.
we really out here like really working hard.
Hmm.
And so when he said that, I had to really like boss up and be like, "Look, I keep going back, girl, but look, you got to cut that off."
Yeah.
So that's what motivated me to like really let it go
Hmm.
because I was like, I know for a fact that this is not healthy. If I stay here and you're telling me you disrespect me because of who I am, which will never change, regardless of how many surgeries, whatever I do, the day I die, I will always be a trans
Yep.
woman. That's never ever gonna change.
Hmm.
It's never gonna change. So, if I stay here, you're gonna keep walking all over me
Yeah.
and disrespecting me. You're gonna keep doing it.
Yep.
And I'm a weak bitch. I can't do that shit. So I'm like, you can't. I'm like, I can't do that shit. I can't. I'm like, I can't sit up here.
Yeah.
Sorry to cuss. Look, we're being a little real
We
tonight. Or
are.
today.
We are. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I
Yes.
appreciate your
Especially because a lot of
vulnerability
things.
sharing that story with me. Like, uh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Girl, I've never really. It's funny because this is season 5 of my
Yeah.
podcast, but I
Season
still be
5.
kind of private. This season 5, girl, I got a bunch of episodes out.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, because I started off as an audio podcaster
Hmm.
first. So when people are now seeing the video format and they're kind of like, "Oh, we never knew you had a show," and I'm like, "No, girl, I got like 5,000
Okay.
hits." Okay, audio. Right. So I've been doing this for a while since 2019.
Okay.
This is my second podcast, by the way. My first one was in 2016 on SoundCloud.
Yes.
So, I just wasn't popular. She wasn't a popular girl, so the girls don't know. Okay, so my next question for you, what inspired you to share your life?
Ooh.
And also, too, what inspired you to share your life really quickly? And then after that, how do you maintain your joy?
Mm. What inspired me to do it was there weren't many girls like me when I was doing my research. And
Hmm.
it kind of happened like it started as a home video kind of thing for me to just go back and look at, for myself or for my family or whatever. But I was just like, as I kept doing my research, I'm like, man, I really don't see girls that look like me talking about
Hmm.
their transition. So why don't I just put this out and just share, what I'm going through? That way, we can pick and take, we can learn from each other, because
Hmm.
I'm sure there are plenty of girls like me that feel the same way I feel right now. Like, dang, this is a lot of information, but it's more catered to the Caucasian woman versus
Hmm.
the African American woman.
Right.
I just saw women like in their 50s that are Caucasian going through a transition, and I'm just like, I'm not
Hmm.
there, and I'm not Caucasian. So, where,
Right.
where is it for me?
It's only so far that we can kind of relate with people.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
the second question, where do I find my joy? Mm.
How do you maintain your joy in this world, honey, your day-to-day
Oh my
life? How do you maintain
goodness. My self-care. I take
it?
time to myself, whether it be reading,
Hmm.
whether it be listening to music, whether it be writing. I'm a big journal person. I love journaling. So,
Hmm.
yeah, those small things bring me big joy. Just getting and learning more about myself every day. I love that. That
Hmm.
brings me joy. Seeing beautiful women like yourself doing your
Thank
thing,
you.
that
Thank you
brings me
so
joy.
much.
That
Oh
really
my
lights
God.
my
I
heart,
receive that.
to see
Hmm.
other beautiful black chocolate trans
Hmm.
women such as myself
Hmm.
doing things
Who like being
who
chocolate?
like
Because
being chocolate, okay?
some of the girls don't like being black. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk
Oh.
about it. Okay.
Some of them don't want to be black women. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Oh, let me not.
But yes, that brings me joy. Just seeing
Let me not be shady.
beautiful.
I gotta stop. These bitches gonna cuss me out in these comments. I gotta stop.
Don't trip. I got your back. Don't trip. Yes.
It's all fun. It's all
All
fun, guys. It's
fun.
all fun.
Yes.
No, but thank you for saying that to me because I'm like fanning out and I've been watching you for so long, so it's like filling my
Mm.
heart to be like sitting here sharing space with you today.
Aw.
Because like for you to say that, it's just like when you were like, "Oh, real recognize real," I'm like,
Real
"Yes."
recognize real for sure.
No, it makes me happy.
Hmm.
It really does because a lot of the girls, I think what sucks, and maybe it's like a LA thing, but like a lot of the girls in LA, it's like when you're nice, this is what I've dealt
Hmm.
with. When you're like nice to them, they think you're like fake or some shit like that. Like they come at you like,
Mm.
so nice, you know? And then shit just gets like stuff gets like misconstrued. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
And I've been in situations where I was kind, you know, and I got a little what's the word, like a little jabbed, you know, by a
Oh.
few of the girls just over
Uh-huh.
time, and you know, with some of the trans girls, we've actually rekindled or we actually got to know each other. Like one of them who I love dearly, I'm not gonna say her name, but she'll be on the podcast soon.
Okay.
Um, we had a rocky start like in my early 20s, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? And as I matured and as I created space for her, we got to know each other,
Hmm.
you know? And now we're like this,
Oh,
you
I
know?
love that.
And she would tell me, she'd be like, you know, I'm so thankful that you're so kind because she was like a lot of the girls, they act funny with the whole passing
Oh
situation. They
my
try to
goodness. Yes.
you know, treat other girls a certain way,
Hmm.
or they're always about not being seen with the other girls. They're not comfortable in themselves.
Yeah.
So she was like, the fact that like you give me that, like we go out together, we like hang out. She was like, sis, like it really means a lot, and it meant a lot to me to hear her say
Yeah.
that because I told her I was like when I met you, I like admired you, like I really did, you know, and I was so young and like. And because she thought I was like one of those stealth girls who didn't want to be associated, you
Oh,
know.
gotcha.
And
Hmm.
when I opened up to her, I was like, no, girl. I was like, I was the first black trans girl to transition at UCLA. I went through a lot
Hello.
of
Come
shit.
on now.
I went through a lot of shit. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So it's like, and I told her, and she was like, yeah, I remember, because she was like, I remember when you brought Janet Mock to campus and you introduced her on
Oh.
stage, because Janet Mock came to campus back in like 2013 or some stuff like that.
Yes. Love Janet
And
Mock.
she was like, sis, no, we know you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I was like, and I never was one of those ones, you know, but I was finding my way. And I apologize to her too, because I was just like, I hope I didn't seem like that, because I'm not that
Hmm.
way. Like, I'm not someone who's like trying to hurt another
Right.
girl. Now, if one of the girls get out of line,
Yeah, that's different. That's different. But, that,
you know. But I think we all have that
yeah.
defense up with each
Hmm.
other. So, what are your thoughts on sisterhood? Because there are times where I don't see sisterhood in the with the trans girls. I don't see it
You're not
sometimes,
alone.
to
I
be
feel
honest.
the same way. You're not alone. I do not feel
And,
the same way at all. Like,
and I feel like the girls only respect the girls who are
yeah,
popular
it's
or famous.
definitely a popularity contest
Hmm.
um when it comes to the trans community. It's very much high school. You have the
Hmm.
Regina Georges, and then you have the other girls, and yeah, and if you don't fit in any one of those molds, then you're an outcast. So
I've never fit in
yeah, me
though. I've
neither.
never.
Me neither. Me neither.
Yeah, because similar to you, I didn't have anybody to teach
Mhm.
me. I had one girl, I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want her to go off on me, but I had one girl in high school who taught me like tucking and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But she started being mean to me. This was when I was like
See,
15. She started being mean to me after that. And she was like calling me a man. So
that's so
like I'm
backwards.
like,
How
how
can
can you
she
talk to me
teach
like
you
my big sister and then
the
just
tucking situation, but then call you child?
well, because she was in her early 20s. She was like
Hmm.
24, 25 at the time. I was like 16,
Hmm.
15. And she taught me like she would give me her old wigs and stuff like
Hmm.
that and like, you know, be like, okay, this is how you get into it. Like she literally was like, bitch, this is how you tuck, like pull it down, da, da, da. Like, you know,
Right.
so she like taught me that. Then she started shading
Wow.
me. And I was kind of like, are you doing that because you see I have potential, girl? Like, what's
That's
tea?
that like
Like, you know what I
invisible
mean?
competition thing. Like that exists
Yeah.
in the trans community too that I don't get. And it's like,
Hmm.
what if you help the next girl, you're not gonna, that's not gonna diminish your transition in any kind of way.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
no
Hmm.
one looks better than the other. No one's gonna look like the other. We're all gonna look
Hmm.
different and beautiful in our own
And we all
way.
have our own look.
Yeah.
We all have
We
our
have
own
our
look.
own look. Yes.
And you know, it got to the point where I dealt with situations like that with black
Mm-hmm.
girls. You know, and it kind of had me put my guard
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean? And it took me a while to like, you know, get more comfortable in self and just be like, look, like all I could do is me because
Yeah.
I'm not one of the popular chosen girls. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I'm just gonna rock this shit out myself, get my journalism career popping, do my podcast and shit, and look, whoever vibes with it, they vibe with it. If you don't like it, don't like it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But I've had girls, I've had girls to be like, well, don't set expectations of me, like, leave me alone. So I've had situations where I've tried to be cool with the
Right.
girls, and in LA in particular, I developed like a reputation that I didn't even intend to develop,
Hmm.
right? Where it was girls who kind of like crossed me, but they weren't public about it.
Mm.
And then they tried to act. And then when I responded to me being crossed, now I'm being painted off as like, oh, she's a messy girl, she's
Right.
mean, she doesn't get along with the girls. So that's something that is happening
Wow.
to me right now. You get what
Wow.
I'm saying? From a few,
That's
from a
so
few,
crazy.
but
Like that's
but for me,
crazy.
it's
It
unfortunate though. It's
is.
unfortunate.
It-
I really I've reached out, trying to have lunch with a few of them and they ignore me and I'm like, okay, I guess you think I want something from you. Like, I
right.
don't want anything from you, girl. And it just kind of, I think it sucks because I'm not saying that all the black girls are like that because I know all of us are not that
No.
way. But I think I'm trying to say like I just think it comes from a place of like, let me keep my defenses up because I think for them, and this is where I'm gonna give them grace because I feel like every trans girl deserves
Hmm.
grace. I'm gonna give you a little bit of grace.
It
It's hard being us because we don't
is.
know how to get.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah, so it's unfortunate that like we're seeing each other in this negative light, but for me, I'm like, it is what
It
it
is what
is.
it is.
Like my work speaks for itself. I'm just not popular yet, and I guarantee you, if I was popular, you hoes
They
be
would
nice
be
to me.
kissing your you
So,
know what.
uh-huh,
Hmm.
uh-huh, so
Yeah.
there you have it, Perfect Blend
Oh,
Podcast.
okay, right. Right. Yeah.
Oh no, we not finished yet though. So I want to know. Sorry, I went on a tangent,
No,
sis.
you
What are
good.
your thoughts about sisterhood, by the way? So what are your thoughts about cattiness and stuff that you've dealt with? In
It's probably the reason why I don't have many trans girlfriends. I have probably about three in my life that I can
that's a
actually
lot.
call.
That's good.
And yeah, and I'm very, very guarded. I stay to myself because I don't want I don't know, I just don't want to deal with the conflict, the cattiness and all that stuff because I know me. I'm
Mhm.
very, I'm an East Coast girl. I don't play them games, okay? You're not
She said. She said.
okay. What you not look? What you not going to do is play with me too many times now, okay? Because
Right.
I'm the
Right.
type of chick we can go to the parking lot and handle it, like ladies, or we just
We don't condone violence here at the Perfect Blend
exactly right,
Podcast.
exactly.
We don't condone
Nobody,
violence.
yes, we don't condone violence, no, but that's
But she said, meet me at 3 o'clock around the corner.
exactly. Yeah, I'm that girl,
She said, I
but.
could get a little dicey, girl. I could get a little
Oh, okay.
dicey.
I'm that girl, but I try not to be. I just try to stay to myself and just, go off of a vibe. If the vibe is good and the vibe is well, sure, we can chop it up. We'll tread lightly on each other. So, yeah.
Mhm. I hear
Yeah.
you there. Yeah, for me, I'm the same way. Like I'm someone where it's like I don't really like conflict
Hmm.
because I'm the type where how some people have that personality of like don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm one of them
Yeah.
people where I'm like
Hmm.
I'm like don't do it, girl.
Don't do
Don't
it,
do it.
please. Okay.
Don't do it, girl. I will be behind that police car again,
Oh.
girl. Look, I already have one mug shot out there, girl. Okay, public information for the girls who want to talk.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna
okay.
already have one.
Okay. Huh. What?
Not saying I'm proud of it. I'm not. I am not proud of it at all. But, and I'm not even a criminal. I'm a good
You
girl.
are. You're
But
so sweet. Like
thank you. But the sweet girls, we got a little
we
fire in
do.
us
We
because
do.
people take your kindness
They
for
do.
weakness, and I'm gonna be honest. Like in the community, whole
Hmm.
LGBTQ, I feel like if you're kind, people think
Yeah,
you're a
they think
punk.
they can walk
So
all over you. Yeah.
they try to test you. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, they be trying to test you, and it's like, honey,
If only you knew.
let's
Okay. Like if only you knew.
right. Yeah, I've been through a lot, so
Yeah.
I get it, and I feel like sisterhood doesn't really exist like that. If I feel like if you're a girl who's like, Or maybe sisterhood exists in like our own individual ways,
Yeah.
but not like in an overall community level. Because I just feel like for some reason, like we all could just never agree on
Hmm.
stuff. Like it's always like different ways of life with different trans
Yeah.
individuals. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Everybody has their own
It's just
different
like,
perspective on things. People view
mhm.
sisterhood in different ways. So I don't know. With me, I feel like it doesn't really exist. Not as much as how the gay community is. The gay community, they're tight. But
You think so? I don't think they're that
um,
tight. You think the gay community is
I
tight?
feel like certain
I think it's
black
messy as
gays,
hell.
they're more tight than let's say the black trans community. They're more together. They support each other more than we would support each other, if that makes sense.
I could see
Yeah.
that. I could see that. I could see
Hmm.
that. I feel like it's the mature ones
Yeah,
though.
of course. Of course.
Yeah, like the
No.
younger ones are kind of,
Mm-mm.
yeah, the younger ones just
A mess.
mm-mm.
A mess.
Yeah, I feel like the older, like I don't want to say old, not saying anyone is old, but I'm saying the more
Yeah.
mature, like they lived life. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not, they got jobs and
Mm.
stuff. Like those ones tend to be like supportive of each
Right.
other
Hmm.
ish. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I feel like we all have been hurt, low
Hmm.
key.
Yeah.
Because when you think about like being black and being LGBT or being black and gay and being black and trans, those experiences are so like
Hmm.
this, but it's I feel like that
Yeah.
intersection is
It is.
hard and it's hard to trust. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like it's hard to be like, I don't know who to
Yeah.
trust. And like and if we want to take it further, there are times where I feel like our own community as black people is not really
It's
unified.
not.
That's how I
It's
feel.
not.
Yeah. I feel like it's not.
Mm-mm.
Like I feel like there are pockets of us who really want that and we advocate for
Hmm.
that. You get me? And we really like we seek
Hmm.
that, you know. But then there I feel like altogether it's just not
It's
that way.
not.
Yeah. But we get our moments. We get our moments, I think, of like coming
Hmm.
together. We get our moments of it in like little ways or maybe through like our own individual
Right.
relationships. Girl, we gonna get canceled for saying this. Oh my
No,
God.
we're
They're
not.
against
Oh my God.
They're gonna drag the fuck out of me. Okay, so okay, let's spice it up
Okay.
now. Where do you find your men?
Where do I
Let's talk about
find my
relationships and dating and
men? First off, I'm single. That's first. First, I'm
okay,
single.
she's single. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and where do I find my men? Like far as dating apps and things of that nature? Okay.
Yeah, are you an in-person girl or do you prefer dating
I
apps? Because
like
me,
both.
I prefer the
I like
apps.
both. Yeah,
Okay.
I like
Okay.
both. As far as dating apps, I probably have all of them. I'm not even gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. I'm not.
She said, girl, I have
I
all of them. POF, okay,
POF,
cute.
Grinder,
The grinds, the grinds, the
the
grinds, the
grinds
grinds.
for sure. I was on OK Cupid, but it
Right.
got kind of boring, so I X'd that one out.
Mm.
Um,
That's how all the trans girls be finding their men. I feel like every trans girl I meet, they always say they meet
yeah,
their
that's what
boyfriends.
my girlfriend convinced me to do. Tell me something, get on there, you'll find your man. And da, da, da. I'm like, child, this is boring as hell. This is like watching paint dry. This is terrible. This is boring. Like, oh God.
Girl, I done locked myself out of my damn OK Cupid account. I can't even. I didn't change my phone number, honey. They won't let me in no more. So
You ain't missing nothing. Not
I,
from what I saw. But yeah.
that account just floating around
Yeah.
somewhere, girl. Yeah, but I had a bad experience on OK Cupid like a few years ago. It like literally turned me off from men. I had this experience. I was dating this Belizean
Mm-hmm.
guy, and Belizean, they're like a type of Caribbean, like
Okay.
Islander-ish. It's in South America,
Mm-hmm.
Belize. Yeah, so it was just a bad experience because he really never like dated one of the girls before or like anything like
Um,
that, and like we just had a really negative experience where I'm gonna be honest, it involved
mm-hmm.
intimacy, and he was so triggered by being with me in that way. He had like this look of disgust on his face. It was the
No.
weirdest, and it literally like made me not be like intimate with nobody for like a year.
Wow.
I was so like he didn't hit me or
Right,
nothing like that, but I'm
right.
saying
I
like
get what you
his
mean.
his energy, yeah, like his look of disgust of
Mm-hmm.
me. I was just like, bro, like what the fuck? Like we supposed to be talking and like we was like really really talking heavy. Like the chemistry was there, it was
Mm-hmm.
great. You know what I mean? But like I guess he felt so bad about being with me.
Yeah, that's his own
So I was just
insecurities. You
like,
know how that is. Yeah.
yeah,
After look,
yeah. So
after they, climax and all that stuff, that's when things come to reality for them. So
girl, he didn't even climax. It
oh.
was a dread like
Oh wow.
to push him off of me. It was like, get
Oh
off. It was
wow.
like and he hopped off. He hopped off. He was like, oh. I was like, oh my God, you gotta go. Like, it was the weird, it was, oh my God, it was bad. It was
No.
bad.
Oh my gosh.
It was bad. It was bad. And it scarred me. It like kind of really triggered me. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm good. I can't do it with y'all.
Yeah.
But what app is the best to you?
What app is well, there isn't really a best app.
True.
There's your hot and cold with dating apps. Some days is good days, and some days you get the creeps. Some days you do get, some nice guys who have good conversation, and sometimes you just want to, get your rocks off. That's it. There we
Hey,
go.
look, sometimes it's that way,
Yeah.
girl. So, how is dating for you now? You said you were
hmm
single. How's
Dating is very different these days from back when
mhm.
I got into my relationship because men are just very weird. They're very weird. And they I don't know, just being single, the amount of time that I've been single, it taught me a lot about men. It really have. It taught me a lot about how they like to play this game, and they like to hook and reel us in, and they'll try to bait and switch you and all of that stuff. And once I learned that, I immediately got turned off completely. And
You learned that it all was a
yes, this is
game.
this is giving it's a game, and it's
So,
not that with me. You're not gonna play with my feelings, my heart, none of that stuff. So my defenses automatically go up, and
yeah.
that's where I am.
Well, we have to have our defenses up because dating us, being trans women, especially
Black
black
trans women,
trans women,
yes.
it be putting us in like situations. My hair is messed up, y'all. Forget my hair. It be putting us in
Yeah, it's
situations.
very tricky. It's
It could be
very
very like
tricky. Like,
I be feeling like it's like Russian roulette
yes, it
sometimes.
can
Do you
be.
feel that way?
It can be,
Mm-hmm.
especially
I be like,
off
oh
of,
my God, I hope nobody hurt them. Mm-hmm.
just trying to date, period, as a trans woman is, like you said, Russian roulette. You just never know what you're gonna get. But, we try to stay optimistic and say, hey, our happy
Mm-hmm.
ending is right around the corner, or, he's
Mm-hmm.
coming or whatever. But you have to kind of bring
It
yourself back
gets to
down to
you.
earth too. Like, a lot of these men out here, they're just looking for that good time. That's it. They see us as
Mm-hmm.
sexual fantasies, fetishes, all of those type of things. They
Mm-hmm.
don't see the person in us. They just
At all.
they don't. They don't. They look
Mm-hmm.
completely past that. And it's just like, it's unfortunate because it's like, wow, 5 minutes ago you were willing to take me out on a date. Now it's you want to get in bed with me?
Yeah, but you were only saying that to test the waters to see
Exactly,
if I
to
would
see
let
if
you.
I would take the bait.
Hmm.
Yeah. But see, I could be a
But
real heifer and say, okay, you want to get in the bed with me? You're going to have to pay me. So, hey, if we're going to go there, let's go there. Okay.
you stay here to cash that right here. Hit a Venmo.
Okay. Right here. Okay. You want to play these games?
I see why the girls
Yeah.
charge.
That's why I said, hey, listen,
I see exactly why
ain't
they
nothing
charge.
wrong with it
Look, I'm not judging my girls who have to
at
charge, honey.
all. At all.
I'm not
Hey.
judging. I feel like you
They
should.
want a good time,
Well,
tax them. Okay.
but men do that to cis women
They do.
too, or bio women who were born,
Hmm.
biologically women. They do that to them too, and cis women be like, take me out on a
Take me out
date.
on a date.
Give me some, buy me some groceries, something, do
Something.
something. So these are things that have been happening. You know what I
Forever.
mean? And for me, I with dating, sis, I just realized that all of it is one
Yeah.
big game.
Hmm.
And that's for women too. I feel like women be playing guys, trans women be playing
Absolutely.
guys too. So yeah, so I feel like all of it is one big game, and you just have to figure out how to not
Yep.
get got.
That's it.
That's how it feels like with dating out here. It feels like, okay, let me just make sure I don't get got, because I feel like all of us go through things where we do get
Hmm.
got or we get
Yeah.
heartbroken. Because I've been through things
Hmm.
too. You know what I mean? I've had guys play in my face, play me.
Mm-hmm.
I've ghosted guys before. I don't think have I ever played anybody? Because I'm an Aquarius.
Come on,
Um,
Aquarius.
yeah, but if we saying we be playing a little bit. Um,
Yes.
next question. Um,
Yes.
I play a little bit of games sometimes. Sometimes I play a little bit of the game. Sometimes. So where do trans girls find men? I don't know. Where do we find them at?
Like I said,
That's a
it's
big question. I'm asking questions like we all just don't know the
yeah,
answers to
that's
these.
just a mystery. A big mystery, you know. Yeah.
Mm. Are you so hopeful,
I
sister?
try
Because
to be.
as we're talking about this, I feel like I'm seeing you. Whenever it comes to love, you kind of get a little
I try
down.
to be. I really, really try to be, but it's just like I have to be realistic with myself too. I do. I have to be
Mm.
because if I stay in La La Land, it will mess me up because I know what I went through
Causing.
before, and it's just like I'm never going through that
Yeah.
again, ever, ever,
Yeah.
ever, ever.
Yeah.
So I have to, I have to have that balance, you know.
And the thing about men as women
Hmm.
altogether, even I feel like cis women can relate to this too because they always swear how they can never relate to us, child. But I feel, some of them, not all. Some of them do feel like they can relate to
Yeah.
us. Some, but most of them, girl, I can't relate to you. You're a man,
Ah,
girl. I can't relate.
please.
That's what they say.
Okay.
So yes, he said,
Please.
please, girl. But no, but here's the thing. I feel that like if you're interested in men in general, like there's gonna be a level of like risk that you're
Hmm.
taking. You know what I mean? And I think that's what kind of helps me like balance the pessimism with the optimism when it comes to relationships
Hmm.
and dating. Because I'm kind of like, okay, like, we're all human. Everybody's not perfect. I get
Yeah.
that piece of it. But like, if I'm out here in the field, I'm probably gonna get
Yeah.
hurt. You
Hmm.
get me? Like I can't run around thinking like, oh, no one's ever gonna
Yeah.
hurt me. Like that's kind of what I tell myself now. I'm like, look, girl, like if you're out here, because currently I'm not in the field. I'm off limits right now. I'm like, girl, everybody leave me alone. I'm kind of in my like, I'm in my business bag. I'm trying to
I
go to
know
school.
that's
Like, you know what I
right.
mean? Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, because I had a situation, but he was trifling. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what? The cookie jar is closed.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
Hmm.
You know,
Had your
like,
chance,
leave me
missed it.
alone
Okay.
until I feel like opening the jar again. Leave me
Okay.
alone. So, but I feel like you basically, women, we all can relate in the fact of like, if you are not careful with dating men and stuff like that, like you could really be out here
Yeah.
fucked up. Like they will really have you out here like
Looking
looking
crazy.
crazy, and that's one of my things. I'm like, I don't want nobody out here having me like depressed. I don't want nobody triggering me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want nobody like emotionally abusive, putting
Yeah.
me down. And that's what be happening, especially to trans
Mm-hmm.
girls. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I can't speak for all of us because some of us have found
Mm-hmm.
love. There are a few of us who have found love. The black girls, some of us have too. But low key, like I feel like as women, like you do kind of have to like
You
have your
have
guard
to.
up and kind of figure out like what you're dating for, what your intentions are, why you're having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to ask ourselves these questions as we're navigating with men because it's a
Yeah.
game to them. Unless you find one who's not trying to
Yeah.
play you, but a majority of them are trying to play you because to them, I feel like men have this mentality of like, I'm just gonna throw my darts and see who takes the bait. So I'm gonna treat all of y'all the same. I got about 14 of y'all on my phone right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Wow.
And like, I'm just gonna see who takes the
Mm-hmm.
bait. That's how they date. That's how, or not date, but that's how men like pursue women,
Mm-hmm.
like trans women and women,
Yeah.
all women. Like, you
Yeah.
feel me? I feel like they shoot their shots to see who takes it, and then they, have sex with you, and then discard
Yep.
you after and call the next
Mm-hmm.
girl.
Yeah.
You know. So that's why I got a cat
I
girl in
know
me.
that's right. Come on now. Cat and God.
You're a kid mom. You're a
I
cat mom
am.
too,
I'm
right?
surprised she's not out here
Yeah.
like
I
walking
just
around. She was out here earlier, but she's like in the room probably taking a cat nap. Her name is
what's
Sage.
her name? Oh, my cat. Her name is Lavender. She
Oh,
right here
come
asleep.
on,
I don't.
Sage and Lavender.
She's asleep right here on the
Yes.
ground. She likes to be knocked out. No, I love her. She's a kitten though, so she
Oh,
has a lot of energy. So sometimes it be getting to me because she gets the zoomies really bad. Like she be running around, jumping on top of the
yeah,
girl. She done messed up my
yeah,
couch. My couch is fucked up. She be clawing my couch. I'm like, oh my
yeah.
god, it's a lot.
Yeah. I get it. We've had our adjustment period, me and her, but we've had look. We had to come to God moment. being
Now it comes to God, comes to
come to
Jesus
Jesus
moment.
moment, and
Yes.
we're good. We're good.
I
Yeah.
love that. So let's talk about, you've been very open about your fibro issue on your
Hmm.
YouTube channel. Can you tell us what fibromyalgia
Yes.
is and like how that journey has been in
Oh
your
wow.
life? Especially with you being a
Hmm.
trans woman as well. I mean, that's because you're a
Hmm.
person, but like has that also got in the way of like health issues or caused other health
Yeah,
issues?
it definitely has.
Your
It's definitely a
journey?
down
Okay,
point
like
in my life when I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Because at
when
first,
did you
when
get
I got
diagnosed?
diagnosed in, I want to say around 2018 or 2017.
Oh
So
wow.
it was like in the middle of my relationship, in the yeah. And it was definitely a downpour for me. It really was. It was a very tough time. I remember thinking it was lupus. I didn't know. I kept, one minute I was fine, the next minute I kept going back and forth to the hospital and just seeing all these specialists, and I'm just
What were the symptoms? Like what was
it
going
was
on?
so bad to where as though I couldn't get out of bed. Everything was hurting from I think at one point everything was hurting except for my fingers and toes at one point. I was in that much
Oh my God.
pain. Like it was so painful
Oh,
to where as though I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, couldn't eat.
oh,
It was terrible. It really was. And I just at some point I felt like a guinea pig because they kept trying to put me on different medications and different drugs, and I was just like, this is too much for me. I cannot handle this. I'm trying to go through my
oh.
transition. I'm trying to,
Yeah,
live in
and you're
that.
so young.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, you're
I'm
young.
like, I can't do this. And thank.
So fibro is the is it
It's
a
a
neuro disease? Like what
chronic illness where yeah,
chronic?
and with chronic, it comes when it wants. There's no,
Mm,
you know, you're gonna get it like this or that or whatever. It comes when it comes. Yeah,
oh wow.
yeah.
Ugh, so how, like, so you're taking your
Mhm.
medications and stuff like that. Like, has your life improved, or do you still have moments where the chronic illness will like flare up and it'll kind of get you
I
down, and you
have
have to like
flares,
how to
like
like regulate?
when I would catch colds and things like that, it would flare up, but
Mm,
it wouldn't
mm,
be as bad as it was in the beginning stages. So I have learned to like
mm,
manage it and, you know, do a different diet and all of those things. Like it really switched my
mm.
life 360. Like half the stuff that I used to do, I could not do. I can't work out too intensely because it could put me in the hospital.
Oh,
So
I'm so
yeah, it
sorry.
really, really sucks, but I
Yeah.
manage. I manage. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Like,
Oh,
I'm just
thank
happy that you're
you,
still here.
sis.
Like, no, like the fact that you're still so open and you like share even about
Hmm.
fibro, like that's something that, because I feel like the trans girls, we need to hear stuff like that. Like, we need to know that like we're still out here living
Yeah.
everyday life, going through health stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so the fact that you're like sharing about that, and I'm just thankful to God that you're
Yeah.
still
Me
here.
too.
You know, and you're still putting out content, like you're still living your
Yes.
life. And you're like not letting that get you down.
At one point it did. At one point it was really, really dark for me. But
Dark, like you were.
no,
Let
no,
me know if I'm
no. You're
crossing too
good.
many
You're good.
boundaries.
It
Or
became
dark in the
dark.
way of kind of like you were kind of like, oh my God, like is something gonna
Right.
happen to
I
me? Am I gonna
I
go into
just
that?
felt like either suicide is going to take me out, or I'm just
Mm,
I think I'm going to OD off some of this pain medication because this is crazy.
like,
Yeah, it just
bipolar. Yeah.
became too much. It just became too intense. And then at one point I was going through all of this by myself. So the beginning
Mm.
stages, yeah, I had a relation. I would have my ex,
You had your
but
partner. Yeah.
afterwards it was just me, just dealing with everything. Yeah.
Mm. Did you have family to help you,
I
or like did you
did,
have
but they
people?
didn't understand it as much, and they didn't want to understand it. And some people would look at it as, "Oh, you're just whining. Oh, you're being a drama queen, and you're being
And it's like,
lazy."
no, like
And
legit
yeah,
pain.
they didn't
Yeah.
want to really understand it at some point. So
That's a terrible
yes, they
illness.
they
Like
didn't
nobody.
want.
That's
People didn't want to understand it.
but that's one of those things that you don't really
Yeah,
see every
that's
day,
it's
right? Like,
something that's not
what are the
visible. You
stats?
can't really like look at a person and say,
Yeah,
okay, well, you don't look sick.
it's an
Like, yeah,
invisible
you don't look
illness.
sick. You don't look like you're in pain. Like, no, I am. If I say I am, I am. Like, but
Oh my
yeah,
gosh. But you're
I
still here,
am.
girl.
I am.
You are still here. Beautiful
I,
spirit. I love it
okay,
so
that's
much.
yes.
Well, look, we're gonna keep you here, honey. And okay, so thank you
No
for sharing
problem.
that piece of it. Okay, what are your thoughts about putting the T in your dating profiles? I know we're all over the place, but I want to get these last few questions.
I think it's important. I feel like,
Okay, so you put your trans on your dating
yeah,
profiles.
I think it's important. It shows one that you're confident in who you are, and
Oh,
confidence
okay. Okay.
definitely, needs to be there when dating because no one wants to date someone who isn't
Right.
confident. So, and
True.
it
True.
it it should make you feel proud too. It should feel like you're not hiding for
Mm,
anybody.
mm,
This
mm,
is
mm.
that T definitely represents, okay, this is me. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave
Take it
it.
or leave it, girl. That's good because sometimes I put it up there and I take it
Girl,
down.
don't take it down. Leave it up.
I take it down sometimes, no, because sometimes I'll get like
Right.
chasers or I'll get like
Hmm.
weirdos sometimes. And not only that, I'll take it down probably like also too for my safety
Yeah.
and my
Okay.
privacy, because I still do disclose. Like if someone were to like message me, I
Hmm.
still do tell them. I'm like, yo, like let you know I'm
Yeah.
one of the girls. So like if they like, so I'm like, I'm telling you right now,
Right.
I don't want to trying to light me up outside, but somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't
Right.
want to get hurt. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, I think I do it depending on the
Hmm.
app like depending on which app
Hmm.
I'm on. But yeah, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with it. It's just that I feel like depending on what app I'm on and like what type of energy the app
Hmm.
is giving, that'll also probably determine if I'm gonna put it
Right.
up or not. You get me? Because we
Yeah.
gotta be safe
Safety
out
is
here.
very important.
So
Ve-
invisibility sometimes I feel like sometimes it does make us
Yeah.
feel vulnerable. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But I also agree with you. I do think that if you put the tea out there, it shows that you're
Hmm.
confidently who you are. Because some of the girls, sometimes we struggle with that. Like there have been times where I be a little struggling with, like my confidence in me being
Yeah.
trans
That can
sometimes.
it can mess with you
You
at
know?
times. It can. Yeah. We're
Because
human at the end of the day. Some days we have our good days and some days
how,
we don't. So.
how have you dealt with that in regards to your confidence in being a trans woman? Because I had a cis woman ask me, she was like, how do you maintain your confidence? This
Hmm.
was like last year. And I told her, I was like, well, I'm so used to people trying to break me down my
Hmm.
whole life. I've always had people breaking me down. Even from when I grew up, like I would get teased in school. People would tease me for being dark skinned, being
Hmm.
chocolate. They would see, 'cause I was a little, I'm a thick girl. I have ass.
Yes.
Yes. She got
Yes.
ass and titties. But no, growing up, I was chubby. So people would be calling me fat and four eyes because I do
Hmm.
wear glasses. So I have buck teeth. So I would get ragged on. So after getting ragged on and after a couple of fights, shout out. Um, it put me in a place where I was like, no, I'm a bad bitch. Y'all not gonna tell me I'm
Okay.
not bad.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. With
for you.
confidence, there are some days where I don't feel as confident, and I would
Mm,
have to take a step back and kind of rejudge myself, as I say. Whether it be take some
mm.
time for self-care or just have an off day so that I can come back strong.
And recalibrate
Recalibrate.
yourself.
Yes. And
Yeah.
yes,
Rejuvenate.
absolutely. All the R's.
Hmm.
So
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Because I feel like people, they don't, it takes a lot of strength to live this
Mm-hmm.
life.
Yeah,
Like when people say, oh, being a trans is a lifestyle, like for me, I
I
don't
know.
call it a life. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is not a lifestyle, this
Yeah,
is my life. You feel me? But it takes a
it does.
level of strength, a lot of mental strength. And I know we chatted about ISIS
Hmm.
off camera, but I remember on America's Next Top Model, ISIS was saying how like transition takes a lot
It
of mental
does.
strength. You really got to like focus. It could take a
It
lot out of
can
you
it can be very
sometimes.
overwhelming at times. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
How have you dealt with
Ah,
family?
oof.
Like, what are your thoughts?
I
Really
have
quickly, we're running low on questions. We've been here for like an hour and 15 minutes, but
I have some
it's gonna be a
family
long
members that
episode.
are very supportive, and I have others who it took time for them to come around, or I have some ones who haven't
Mm.
quite got there yet, but they know my boundaries. So, yeah.
Okay. So they haven't gotten there yet, but they still respect you. They just kind of keep their
Not
distance a little
necessarily
bit.
keep their distance. They know to respect me as a woman, as a trans woman. This is who I am, but
Right, right, right.
if you feel like you feel the need to call me by the other name and this and that, you just kind of stay away
We're not gonna.
or don't acknowledge
Right.
me at all.
Yeah, because we're gonna have an issue if every time I'm in your
Yeah,
face you're
I've had
misgendering me.
to I've had to have those conversations with my mother before. Like we'll be there at
Mm.
restaurants, and I'm like, you can't say that. You can't call me that. Like, no.
Yeah. How has your journey, if you don't mind opening
Hmm.
up about your mother? Because like my family completely disowned me. Like my family, I don't even talk to them. I don't have them in my life at all.
Hmm.
Like I'm literally like out here, like I have a chosen family.
Yes.
You feel me? Like friends like that. But like my direct family, I like it's so toxic, it's
Hmm.
so bad. Like the transphobia and
It
homophobia is
is.
so rampant. It's just like I can't even exist. It's not even like healthy for
Hmm.
my spirit to be
Yeah.
around them. And with my mom, we don't even have a relationship. Even my father as well. So with
Mhm.
your mother, how has that been? Like,
It's
is
been
it
a journey in
painful?
itself because
Hmm.
she is a very very hard and stern person, and she isn't
Mm.
one to be as open to things. So we had a rocky road. We did. We had a very rocky road. It got physical at certain times. It was a lot of mental
Mm.
abuse, and I just got to a point in my life where I was like, okay, I forgive you. I forgive you because I want to let this go for me, because this hurt, I can't hold on to it going into my adulthood because it's going to stress me out and it's going to make me feel even worse. It's going to do more damage than anything for me. This is no longer about you. This is more so about me. So
Mm.
I remember having like one of the worst dreams that me and her was fighting physically and all of that stuff. And I just woke up in tears. And then before I opened my eyes, I just remember saying these words: you know what? I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. I just kept saying that over and over and over
Mm.
again. And then at that point, I just let it go.
And you said that in the
In the
dream.
dream, waking up saying that I forgive you, I forgive you. Before I opened my eyes, I said those words, and I just felt like a weight was lifted off of me. Yeah.
Mm.
And
Oh my.
we're trying to get to a better place. I'm not saying it's a great place, but it's going in the right
But she's in your
direction.
life. She's in your
She
life, although
is.
y'all
Yeah.
struggle with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, well, it's not amazing the heart
Mhm.
part of it, but it's amazing how there's still some level of like we're trying to see each other. We're
Yeah.
trying, we're trying, we're trying. You know what I mean? Because I know me, I can relate to you in regards to the
Mhm.
physical stuff with my mom. Like my mom will put her hands on me, and I'm like, girl, I can't
Yeah.
deal with that. Like I had a really dark past with
Mhm.
both of my parents with physical abuse.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Me too.
That they don't ever take accountability
Never.
for, and then like everyone in the family blames me for it because I'm
Mhm. I
trans. You know
get
what I
it.
mean? So it's like you're in the family and you feel like a black sheep.
Mhm.
Like you feel like, damn, like nobody's ever defending me. Like
Yeah.
I'm always on my own, and like I'm still a person. So I can relate because for me and my mom, it got to the point where I literally had to cut her off out of my life. I just couldn't do it because I'm just like, you every time you're around, you attack me, you try to break me down. I
Yeah.
cannot function with that. Like I remember being a teenager, we would argue. When I was young, I would call her out on her stuff. I would call her out on
Mhm.
the abuse. And she was like, well, I could do this because I'm your mom. And I'm like, no, you cannot do stuff like that to me. Like, girl, I don't want you,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Because my father, when I was like a child, like a very dark
Mhm.
past of that. He had a substance issue, so that was its own. Oh, it was a mess. He was like a big
Wow.
turtle. You know what I mean? So it's like dealing with her, I was like, as a teen, I was like, I can't, because my father raised me first, and then my mom
Mhm.
like finished like partially with attempted to raise me, but I really took care of myself, child. You know, but it was so rough with her, and it got to the point where like once I hit like 17, 18,
I'm
I was just
done.
like, we
Hmm.
can't coexist. This we can't, and I have to choose
You have
myself and be
to.
happy. And I remember I told both my parents in my mid 20s, I was like, I'm not choosing you over me. I love me more than I love
Hey,
you. No shade. Yes, you're my partner. I mean, I'm sorry, my parent, but it's like I'm not living my
abs-
life for you just because you're
absolutely.
my
Yeah.
parent.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like I can't do that. So I relate to you on forgiveness because to be honest, I feel like forgiveness for me it'll take like my entire life to really
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
get there.
I
But
know that's right.
I'm working
That's
on
all you
forgiveness.
can do is work on it and
Yeah.
just remember, just do it for you,
Yes.
not necessarily for them, just for you, just for your own mental. Yeah.
Exactly, because we have to
Yeah.
be happy, and we cannot. I feel like when we grow, sometimes we carry that family
Hmm.
trauma in us, and it really blocks us from
Yes.
being happy. It really, and I feel like other people can relate to this outside
Yeah.
of us being trans, because people swear they can't fucking relate to
Hmm.
us when they can. I'm like, girl, you can relate because we still go through
Hmm.
the same stuff. But if you have any family trauma, y'all know
Yeah.
what that feels like,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, what are your thoughts on the current anti-trans bills and legislation that are being put forward in the country, right along with the anti-LGBTQ legislation that's being put forward? Because currently they say that there's over
Mm.
525
Oh
bills.
wow.
At first it was 417, now it's
Oh wow.
525.
I just think that it sucks at this point. We're in 2023. Trans people,
Mm,
LGBTQ, like we all exist. Like, why can't there be a legitimate
mm,
healthcare for us? Like, why not? Why not? There's more than enough, money to go around, I'm sure. So,
resources.
like,
Mm,
what's the problem? Like,
yeah,
don't let me really get up here and say what's going on. Half you politicians up
mhm.
there are messing with us on the DL. So, hey.
Right. Finding us
Oh,
on Grinder late
okay.
at night.
Come on now. Come
Mm-mm.
on, back page.
Right. They used to find us on Backpage
Here I
before
go.
y'all got
Come on,
canceled
back
and did this thing.
page. Okay. Come
Now come
on,
on,
back page.
Blackpage.
Okay.
Wait, isn't there another one? Isn't there another one called Angela's Closet or something
I'm,
like that? That's
I'm
similar to
not
Backpage?
sure.
It's another
I'm
one.
not
It's another one that the
sure.
girls use. I forgot the name of it. Cupid's Closet? Something like that. Something. Angela's line or something like that. It's another one that the girls use.
But yes, back to, yeah,
Mhm.
okay, you can play with us in the dark, but when it's time to, help us or whatnot, you can't do
And actually help us live our
it.
lives. It's just wow, it's insane that like our existence is literally like
Hmm.
being threatened
Yeah,
and is threatened. Our healthcare, our
all
housing,
of
our
those
security,
things.
all that.
Absolutely.
Even with the housing piece, what happened in Kansas and in Alabama where they're putting in these bills to keep trans women out of domestic violence
What?
shelters. That's something that went
Oh
into
my
action.
gosh.
And I do domestic violence work. Well, I'm actually moving on because I'm going to graduate school soon. But we do domestic violence work for
Hmm.
LGBTQ people. We do trainings all over the country and stuff like that. So they're actually putting in bills to keep the girls out of
Crazy.
those shelters, right? So it's like, what happens if a girl is in an abusive relationship and she becomes destitute and she
Yeah,
loses
then
housing?
what?
They just want us to be on the margins and go
Pretty
and go extinct,
much.
honey. I feel like they're just trying to.
They
They don't
don't.
want us here.
They don't. We're just another number to them. Just another number.
Wow, this is why we got to keep us going because look, this is my philosophy with it. The girls who were here before
Yeah,
got through it, and history
it does.
repeats itself, right? So if the girls, if the trans woman and trans women like our Marsha P. Johnsons and our Sylvia Rivera's, those women of that time and before have made it through all that difficult stuff, like Reaganomics and those time periods of what was going on in
Hmm.
the country then. We can do this now. That's what I always tell people now. I'm like, look, like it's difficult now, but there were other people before us historically who had it even much
Yeah.
harder than we have it
Hmm.
now. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like when I think about that, I'm like, okay, I feel that like there's a glimpse of hope of us like
I
making
hope
it through.
so. I really do. I just really hope that
Mm,
the next generation takes accountability and just show and just show action that the past girls have done to just keep the generation
Mm,
going. Yeah.
I love that. So we're wrapping up the
Okay.
show here. I feel I didn't miss anything. Did we talk about zodiac
We
signs yet?
mentioned it. You mentioned you're an Aquarius. I mentioned I'm a Pisces. So
Okay,
yeah.
so you're a Pisces. I'm an Aquarius. What's your like top three favorite zodiac
Ooh,
signs?
my top three favorite. Scorpio, Libra, Gemini.
You like Scorps? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
because you're a water sign. You're a Pisces.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh,
Scorpios, they
I
be
know.
nasty
Look, oh,
though. Ew. She said, "Oh, I know, honey. Look, the cheeks get clapped. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop." Um, did someone call? Oh, okay. Because we're still recording, honey. It went out. Don't y'all? They blowing you up, Miss Erica. Miss Erica. She said, "Honey, I gotta go. I gotta live my life." I think it probably muted you too, because I can't hear you anymore. Okay, I can hear you now.
oh, he's gone. That's so crazy. That was Emorje calling me. Yeah.
Oh, I love Amorje. Tell Amorje I said
I
hi, because
will. I
I
definitely
was
will.
supposed to meet. I was supposed to meet him at a hotel in downtown to
Uh-huh.
talk about the podcast, but I had something came up with
Uh-huh.
work, so I had to like dip. But
Yeah.
I want to reschedule with him. I hope he's not mad at me. I
Oh
apologize. I
no,
was
I'm
like, I'm
sure he's fine.
yes. Okay, so your top three are Scorpio, Gemini, and
And
Libra. My top three. I love a fire sign.
really?
Mm. Um, just as people and men, but like just
Yes.
I like Aries.
Okay.
I love Aries. Aries just have this fire in them that I'm like, oh, it's it's just like
Yes.
maybe it's the aqua thing because they say that Aries and Aquarius are really compatible. So I
Oh,
like
okay.
Aries men. And Virgo men too. I like Virgo men.
Virgo, yes. Virgos are very
hmm
dreamy.
hmm
Yeah, they give me
But
that.
they be on their stuff. They be on it. They be about their business.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just so like grown. You know what I mean? And I love
Yes.
it.
And sometimes you
And
need
lastly,
that. Sometimes you need somebody who's a little grown to help you,
mhm,
get your stuff in order.
right. And also Geminis. I love Geminis
Oh,
too.
yes. My grandmother's a Gemini. Love her. She's like my
Geminis
best
are a
friend.
hoot. Geminis are a hoot, girl. They be
Yeah,
kikiing.
all the time.
They're
All the
yeah.
time. All the time.
I love me a Gemini.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I missed anything here. Let's see. I feel like oh, how do you navigate being a black trans woman in various spaces in your day-to-day life?
Mm.
And then we're gonna go to this or that.
Okay. With that, I honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I just do me. Either you like it or you don't. Either you like
Mm-hmm.
it or you don't. I feel like I'm a people person naturally, but if that's not good enough for you, then okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's just so cut and dry. Like, okay.
mhm. I love your strength.
Thank you.
I love your
I
strength.
love yours as well, sis.
Thank you. I feel I be doing too fucking much. I feel like that's. I'm like that's why these bitches don't like me. I be doing too
That's
much. Well,
good. Let
I
them have it. Let them
never
have
get
it. Okay. Shoot.
No, thank you so much. So for you, it's just you're just like take it or leave it. I'm just look. I'm me,
I'm
and
me.
I'm in my existence. I'm in my body, and that's just what it's gonna be,
That's
girl.
what it's gonna be.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. For me, I'm gonna be honest. Like I have that same mentality, but sometimes it gets to me. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
there are times where like when I see what's going on in our country, or like whenever I hear about something happening to one of us,
Mm-hmm.
it
Oh
kind of gets.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, it does, and it gets to me, and I try my best to like keep it going and keep pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
And also accept that like my life is my life and my life is my responsibility
Yep.
as well,
Mm-hmm.
and it's up to me to like figure out what that looks like for me.
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think that's what also helps me like navigate through various spaces, and when I say spaces I'm talking like work, like day-to-day life,
Mm-hmm.
like you deal with this stuff, you know? And I feel like that's what the girls, the younger girls want to see, you know, like
Yeah.
the ones who are teenagers now and stuff, our trans youth and our non-binary youth as well. Like
Hmm.
they want to, because our non-binary youth, they still admire trans women. You get me?
Yeah.
Like they want to know how to like, how do you get the strength to keep going every day?
Hmm.
You know? So I'm gonna tell y'all, I was like, look, you just gotta keep getting up, stay prayed up,
Yeah.
keep positive influences around,
Yeah.
do positive self-talk, write and journal like Erica does. She writes and she journals.
Yeah.
I write and journal too. I have a self-care journal right here.
Oh.
I have a
Yes.
self-care journal, because it's important for us to tap in and take care of ourselves.
Absolutely. You have to. You have to. You
I
do.
love that. You're so grounded. Okay, so let's do a last game because I know we're wrapping up on time. I want you to enjoy your Saturday because it's Pride.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
game of
happy
this that.
Pride.
Yes, happy
Happy
Pride. Oh,
Pride.
yes, 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 y'all. This is the Pride series, yes. So happy Pride. And I'm so thankful that this beautiful black trans queen
Oh,
has come onto my show. And she is like gracing me. She literally gave me like 2.5 hours of her
oh no,
time. And
you're
she's not
good.
getting paid for this. She's not getting
Yes.
paid for like that. Like, because the girls be like, am I getting paid
Ah,
or am I getting followers? You know what I mean? Yes. So.
child, child.
And I get it, because with the girls with clout, I'm like, damn, I want some clout too, bitch. That's why I went and bought a blue
But
check.
sometimes all that will come if you're,
Hmm.
genuinely yourself, and if you genuinely want to make that connection. All that
Hmm.
stuff will come.
Right.
Yep.
So a game of this or that. Oh,
Sure.
Lavender says hi to you. Here, she just
Oh,
won.
hi,
Say
Lavender.
hi to your sister, Erica Lavender. Say hi. She just woke up. She's sleepy.
Hi, Lavender. Aren't you cute?
Say
Oh my gosh. That's
hi.
so
She's like,
cute.
she's like, put me down, girl. I just woke up. She was meowing at me. I was like, let's say hi.
Hmm.
Okay. A game of this or that. So,
Okay.
oh, where could we take this? Beyonce or Rihanna, this or that?
Ooh, Beyonce or Rihanna?
Hmm.
Beyonce.
Why?
Ooh. Because right now I'm bumping Renaissance. And Rihanna, she
Yeah.
doesn't really have any music out. So I'm going with,
You're like, we're gonna pay her dust.
yeah. I'm not Pair Dust, but yeah, I'm leaning towards
But she,
Beyonce.
okay, yeah, Rihanna. I feel like Rihanna's over music. I don't think
Yeah, I
Rihanna's
don't think
passionate
she's
about music
coming back to
anymore.
music either.
But she's making more money than she's ever made in her fucking career.
That's true.
Why does she have to put out an album?
Yeah, that's true.
She already has all the accomplishments. She already has all the hit
Yeah.
records.
Now she's got the kid, got the guy. Hey.
I miss Riri though. I miss the bad gal. I miss it.
You said
That was a moment. Look, I miss the bad gal.
yeah.
But I'm gonna choose Beyonce too, because Beyonce keeps going, and I feel like Beyonce really loves the craft of music.
Yeah,
I feel like Beyonce.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Rihanna's passionate. No shade.
Yeah, I don't think she is either.
I don't think she's passionate about. I think for her, she's like, let me get these coins.
Right. As long as the check clears, I'll do the music,
Al-
but
Although she's a great artist, she's a
yeah.
fantastic artist.
Hmm.
She is, and we can't take that from her. Okay, next, this or that. Let's see. Ooh, ooh. Okay, where could we take this? Let's do something trans. Let's do something trans censored. This or that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to think. What can I give you? Mm. Oh, this is gonna be a little. I don't want this to be messy. Okay, but I just want you to tell me this or that for the
Okay.
girls. Laverne Cox or Janet Mock?
Ooh. Oh no.
This is not messy. No, this is not
I
messy. This is not
know.
messy. Yeah,
Ooh. Oh my God, that's hard.
that's a hard one.
It is. Oh
On my
man.
last episode, I did Viola Davis and Angela Bassett, this or that, and they were like, "Oh, why are you doing this to
I
us?"
know. I'm gonna say Laverne Cox because
Why?
um I admire her I just admire her career,
Hmm.
and just the strive to just keep going. Because I remember her for I Want to Work with Diddy. I remember her
Yep.
back then, and to see her now is like,
Hmm.
wow, amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. Even Janet Mock, I wouldn't even take anything away from her. Like
yeah. Janet
she's
Mock
done
is
some
a
amazing things too, and it's just like, wow,
she's definitely a trailblazer for sure.
yes, both of
Yes.
them for sure.
I'm also gonna choose. Oh, I think I'm gonna choose Laverne as well. Oh,
Hmm.
I love Janet Down. I love me some Janet.
Hmm.
Like I've met Janet like 4 times. I love me some Janet.
Uh,
Love her down. I'm gonna choose Laverne. I remember Laverne when she did music. She had a song called "I Should Get Paid."
really?
I should get paid for this. Yes, this is way back in the day. This was before. This is when she used to dance at that club in New York.
Oh, wow.
She was a dance. She was like a showgirl.
Oh, okay.
This was before I Want to Work with Diddy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she had another show. She had another reality show, I think, at that time.
I don't remember the other one. I just remember I Want to Work for Diddy.
Uh, no, it was called I Want to Transform You or
Oh,
something.
yeah,
Transform.
with the other two
Hmm.
girls. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Hmm. Laverne's been out here,
Yes,
honey. And
Laverne is
she was
in these
doing,
streets.
yeah, she was doing music at that time, and she had a song on MySpace called "I Should Get Paid for
I know
This,"
that's right.
and it was
Okay.
so sickening. And I was like, yes. No, I
Okay.
was like, in my life listening to that shit. So
Yes.
yes. But I'm gonna choose Laverne because I love how Laverne's career. She's able to touch
Hmm.
everything. She's able to touch everything that she wants to touch.
Yes. And you know you've
And I,
made it when you have a Barbie doll. Hello. Okay.
yes,
Yes.
yes. But I really love how she's able to exist in all spaces
Mm-hmm.
and still use her transness,
Mm-hmm.
but oftentimes she doesn't use it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
Like if it feels like Laverne is there
Mm-hmm.
and we know she's one of the girls, but the way that she translates to the world
Yeah. She's
and the way
just
she carries herself.
Laverne. Yeah.
She's just a talented actor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I love how she's able to have that duality with her image.
Yeah.
So I really admire that. And I love my Janet Mock because,
Yeah.
shout out to the journalist girls. Love my
Yes,
Janet
of
Mock.
course.
Mock definitely. Yes, Janet Mock, she definitely has a plethora of accomplishments.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
yes. Okay. Next, this or that. And I know we already talked about this one. Wait, okay, no, we're going to change it. Lace fronts or weaves?
mm.
A lace front wig
Lace,
or a weave song?
lace fronts. I've never had a weave. Ever.
You've never had a weave?
Never.
Never had a sew-in?
Never had a sew in. Never ever.
Really?
Never.
You don't want to try it? She's like, no, girl, I'm over it.
I don't mind trying it, but I know I just recently cut my hair short underneath here. So
Mm,
yeah. I
I
don't
love
mind
that.
trying it. Yeah. I'm still like getting fresh and new to the like hairdresser thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's its own world.
It
For
is.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose lace fronts too because they're just easier to put on.
Hello. Okay.
To
Hello.
glue them on, you could just throw them on the head.
Yes.
Oh, is someone calling?
No, no,
Can I
no.
answer
It
you? Oh,
was my phone battery. It's fine.
okay, the phone bounced tonight, girl. We gotta hurry up. So, okay, last this or that. Let's see. Oh, we didn't even get to talk about trans attracted men.
We didn't.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We'll probably do a part two if you're open.
Okay.
We'll do a
Perfect.
part. You're open. We'll come do that.
Yes.
What's my last this or that? Who can I? Let's see. Okay, tell me some of your likes,
As far as what?
like music.
Oh, okay. Little Kim, Tina
Okay,
Turner.
okay.
Uh,
I saw you go see Tina on Broadway. I saw you go see her.
I did. Oh my God, that was amazing. Who else? Beyonce, Brandy.
Oh, I got a few. Okay, I got a few. Uh, Little Kim. I'm gonna do it. Little Kim or Nicki. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
The
it. I'm
Queen
gonna do it.
Bee all day. All day.
Okay. She said Little Kim it is.
Little Kim it
Little
is.
Kim
I
it
don't
is.
even
Sounds
have to
right.
give a why. It's the Queen
Mm,
all day.
mhm, 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 mhm.
All day.
Okay. Brandy or Monica?
That's hard. I love them both. Cause Monica's like a little ratchet. But
Monica with the shit.
Brandy is
They call
so
her Gunica on the gram. They call her Gunica because she be carrying her gun in her car.
yes. Oh my God. Oh God. Brandy. Brandy for
I'm gonna
sure.
choose Monica too.
Brandy is just her music is so timeless and it's just so good. It just puts me in such a good mood listening to her music. So
Even
does Monica
B7,
too, but yeah.
even her recent album B7 was
I
amazing.
like that album too. A lot
Hmm.
of people didn't quite understand it, but I'm just like, you have to be a Brandy fan to understand it. You do.
And it's a very healing album. That was like a
Hmm.
spiritual album to me. It was like a healing, like
Healing,
spiritual.
very mental, just it just tapped you into what she was going through at that time. And I like that. I like that.
Faith Evans or Mary J. Blige?
Oh, Mary.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Mary.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do it in a chair. Okay.
Yes. I
Yes.
love that.
Love me some Mary.
I love that so much.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for giving me all your time. I'm so sorry this episode was so long, but we
No,
had
it's
so much fun together.
okay.
Yes, and this was so
Yes. This
and
was long overdue. Yes.
oh, thank you. I'm so glad I asked you. I don't know why I
Oh,
never asked you
yes.
before. Yes,
Yes.
and also Sue, thank you for making that video. You did a video tribute to
Yes.
for T Dub,
Yeah,
I
it
believe,
was
right?
for Trans Awareness Day.
Trans Awareness Day.
Trans
Yes, yes,
Awareness
yes.
Day. And I honored you along with two other trans women who I felt were trailblazers and movers and shakers. And
I
yeah, I just
thank
I just felt
you.
like giving you guys your flowers, because it's very important, even as trans women, to give each other their
Mhm.
flowers. We don't see that very often either. So I felt the
And it,
need to honor you queens, and I did. I'm glad I did.
no, it means a lot because I feel like it means a lot when we honor each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna give you a Yes Queen award for being on my show today. I know we didn't
Oh,
do that earlier.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, no, I appreciate that because you have really done a lot, and I know
Thank
you.
you.
There might be days where you don't feel like you like are appreciated, but like I'm telling you, like when I DM'd you and I was like, oh my God, like Miss Ericka, like I really have like watched all your stuff, and I just
Oh,
really like so happy. Like I hope that like I hope you feel the energy of like, oh my God,
yes.
give me something to like yes, yes. No, because it really like helped me, and I'm sure it helped other trans girls
Yeah.
who need to hear these stories. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? When you're on YouTube, that's a form of you sharing your story. This is
Absolutely.
storytelling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when we're having these conversations, this is our narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that so many times a lot of people try to tell us about our lives and tell us what's going on for us, and they have no fucking clue.
They don't.
You know?
Not at
So
all.
I give you that.
Thank
And
you
I'm just
so
so
much,
grateful. Tell me
Queen.
your socials so they can follow you.
Oh, my social media is Miss Ericka Kane, MISSERICKA, Kane, Kane, and that's on
Yeah.
Instagram, that's on Facebook, and as well as my YouTube.
Perfect. Yes. I'm gonna follow Miss Ericka Kane, get into her transition video diaries,
Yes,
get into her life.
please.
She has a plethora of content. Like she's been doing this,
Yes,
so
I've been in
like
these
she's
YouTube streets. It's like,
no, she really has. Like go and check her out, y'all, and make sure to follow me too at
yes,
Khalif Now. That's KALEEFNOW. And yes, I did keep my birth name, y'all, for the girls who likes to say I have a boy name. But I
child,
was like, I did
please.
keep my birth name.
Okay.
But I'm a trans woman, okay? But yeah, KALEEFNOW on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. I don't really tweet like that. I ain't got a lot of followers, but I do need some followers there, y'all. So I ain't gotta go buy none like everybody else.
Oh.
So make sure y'all go.
Yes.
No, because these girls be act like they'll be buying. I'm like, y'all gonna stop this.
Okay.
Y'all trying to call me out. Y'all gonna stop.
Okay.
So, yes. Because I bought my blue check and some people were dragging me the other day in the
Ah,
comments over it. So,
child.
on Instagram.
Child. You about to make me
They were like, you
cuss.
bought a blue check? I was like, I sure did, girl. Mark Zuckerberg made it available to me to buy it. So
Okay.
I bought it.
And I bought it. And what?
Mhm.
Okay.
And we still pop. Okay. Yes. And also to y'all, Trans Pride in LA, I'll be there on June 16th, y'all. Okay. So
Yes.
I have the ability to work with like all the girls on there, like Miss Peppermint, Miss Isis King. So like
Yes.
a whole honor to be a part of
Yes.
this. And Lady Ashley will be on
Congratulations.
the panel. Yes, thank you so much. So it's such an honor. Like it's such an honor. So we're gonna be talking about anti-LGBTQ legislation, y'all. Trans inclusivity within sports and all types of topics. So we're gonna be talking about all that stuff. So make sure y'all RSVP on my IG and thank y'all for watching.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, watch, comment, follow Ericka, follow me. We'll see y'all soon.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yes.